Tuesday. I'm Sherry Mackey, the Marketing and Communications Director for Agape Child and Family Services. And I'm so happy to have with us, as we're celebrating Giving Tuesday, Miss Lori Humber. Hi,
Hey, Sherry.
Lori. Now, will you tell everybody what your title is and what you do at Agape?
I am the Powerlines Operations Director, which means that not all, but most of our on-the-ground services roll up under me.
Okay. Now, the underground services are like what? What does that mean?
That is our school-based initiatives, our community-based work, working with whole families, community partnerships, creating liaisons that make our community stronger.
Now, Lori, it's Giving Tuesday, and we know in the midst of the pandemic, Agape is doing so many amazing things to be able to help our families. How important is it that people come alongside us and support us in our efforts?
Well, you know, it's interesting you asked that specific question. This morning, I was writing my team an email, kind of mourning some of the things we're losing right now. I mean, you know, there's connectivity. My own family's mourning some graduations that we are not going to get to attend. But the truth of the matter is, for every milestone that I don't get to celebrate, there are families in our city, our neighbors, people that you would only have to drive half a mile to meet, who are tragically impacted because whether it's the two grocery stores in their communities are out of necessities, or the two family members that work to help support an entire family of 8 have been, their hours have been reduced. Liquid assets are not liquid anymore.
Right.
And then you've got all the other mental health and stressors that come from having, your family all caught up in one really small space all together with very limited opportunity for breaks or stress relief. As a city, I think it's crucial that we rally around the families that this is impacting the most.
I agree. And the way that they can help us rally around this is by giving. No amount is too small, too great. And we can give online right now at agapemeanslove.org. And we've also made it convenient that they can text the gift. Agape 2020 is what you're wanting to text. Agape 2020 to 41444. Can you speak specifically to some of the needs, Lori, that you see in our communities, especially in the midst of the COVID-19?
I think one of the primary needs, one of the most basic needs, is that food insufficiency.
Yeah.
Many of the families we serve do not have a grocery store within walking distance. So during these times where the public is sheltering in place and you might not have, full families partnering together to borrow another family member's vehicle to go shop together, for safety purposes, it really limits their access. And there's only so much you can get at a dollar store.
Right. That's absolutely right.
So food insufficiency is one. So many of our families are in schools that we're not ready to go to remote education. Absolutely. And not only were the schools not ready, the families themselves don't have the right equipment or the right expertise to know how to make the most of resources that could be available to them. So once you take care of that initial need of food, and possibly some rent and utility type of needs too, because of income impacts, another tremendous need is the ability to be in contact with the outside world, to be able to get real news, to know that what you're reading and what you're listening to is accurate and isn't, somebody else's just watered down or manipulated over time like gossip does version, to be able to get the real story, to find out what is the best way to clean your house or protect your children, and when do you need a mask and when you don't. And that's before you ever even get into needs of, a math curriculum or a literacy curriculum, or how does my senior finish their AP classes so that they can graduate with those credits.
And so these are things, Lori, I would say that we take for granted. That we have the ability just to log on, just to open our laptops, just to have connectivity. We take those things for granted, right?
Most definitely. I think that for many years in our country, we've had this verbiage, the digital divide, and it's been something that most people would, nod their head and kind of give that nascent approval that they agree that it exists. But I think nationally, but specifically in cities like Memphis, this really demonstrates the difference between the haves and the have-nots. It really separates the students who have an opportunity to make the most of their time, whether it's just this end of this 2021 school, or we're looking at a whole new school year. What is that going to look like for those students? And then how do they catch up? How do these families catch up? How do you apply for a job during social distancing if you don't have access to an online means to send an application in? The libraries are closed. Community centers are closed. I think that more than ever before, what this demonstrates is how our society is growing at a rate technologically that is faster than the weakest members of our society are able to keep up with.
This is so true. And we need our partners, we need our friends to come alongside us on this Giving Tuesday and help us to support these families that we serve, correct?
Oh, most definitely. We have campaigns all the time and they're all meaningful. I would never downplay the meaning of any of the work we do. But in this instance, if a donor or a partner or a neighbor was going to say we would provide one computer, they really do know that they have changed the trajectory for one family.
Absolutely.
I think it's a very meaningful way to understand what impact you can have and how it doesn't take a lot of dollars to do that.
It doesn't. So no amount is too great. No amount is too small. We want you guys to give right now at agapemeanslove.org/donate, right?
That's correct.
All right. Or you can text Agape 2020 to 41444 and give now. It's Giving Tuesday. Thank you so much, Lori.
You're welcome, Sherry. Have a great day.
Thank you. And thank you guys for giving.